Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Kayla, I'm the Blessed Driver. And so today I wanted to talk about things that go on inside of a restaurant or a store that you shop in when you're either with Shipt, Instacart, Postmates, GrubHub, and Uber Eats, whatever. Because I understand as an independent contractor, we have the option to work our own schedule, and we don't necessarily have a manager or a supervisor per se. However, of course, there are people that are higher up that kind of look at our metrics and things like that, and they can also give us feedback if there are any issues from any of these stores. Now, of course, we do get feedback from customers because we can see them in our ratings, okay? But when it comes to management and also dealing with sales associates or even some of these restaurant workers, it can be a challenge at times. And, I have been talking with a few people from different platforms, and, I hear different things. And I think that it varies because from what I have been told is that some of these people actually go through similar situations where, and not having any issues per se, but just, they maybe walked into like a pizza joint or something like that, or went to go pick up an order for a customer, and they got an attitude from either the cashier or the person that was checking them out at the restaurant or whatever it is. And so it's kind of hard, I think, sometimes, because I know we're able to rate our experience with the customer, but I really do think that they need to pay attention to the ratings when it comes to the restaurant. Now, I know Uber Eats has this option where after you pick up an order, you're able to give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, and you're able to specify any reasons why you give it a thumbs down, if it was a long wait, if it was unprofessional staff, things of that nature. And I know that GrubHub did that at one point. I don't know if they added this back, but where you're able to rate your experience with the restaurant. And I think that ultimately, like some of these companies, like they care, like some of them probably care if you are having a good or bad experience with these restaurants when you go pick up an order, or if you're shopping for a customer at a grocery store. But then there's some that just act like they do just to make you feel comfortable or feel better that they have the option there that you can rate it, just so you can kind of be quiet about it. And so my question is, what do they do if you are being mistreated or being bullied at some of these grocery stores or restaurants? And from what I have been told, there have been issues where some people have, like Uber Eats drivers have gone to some of these restaurants, and either the cashier or the checkout person or the hostess or whatever, is giving them problems. They're giving them issues when they come in there to pick up the food, or maybe they're just having a bad day and they decided to snap at the driver, whatever the case is. And so my question is that justified? Should they be doing that? And, do you feel like we have any rights or any say in how we're being treated? Now, I can understand if, okay, you were in there and you were either always being rude or always had attitude. There were issues going on every single time you went to a store or to a restaurant. There's so many factors into that. And so, but I'm talking about if you're innocent, which most of you are. And so, maybe you're shopping for a customer at a grocery store, and the moment that you walk in there, it's always just that one cashier or maybe that one manager that it seems like they have an attitude with you. And so do you ever say anything back to them, or do you email, the company that you're with? For instance, like I know, I don't have too many issues with Uber Eats that much, like very rarely, very rarely. But when it comes to Instacart is not too bad, but I think that they take more, I think that they take the side of the grocery stores than they do with the shopper. And so, it's okay, like, that we're able to rate our experience once our shift is over, but why are we not allowed to rate the customer? Why aren't we allowed to rate the grocery store? Because, just like anybody else, we're all human. We have feelings, we have emotions, we have things that we go through, we have our ups and our downs. And no, there are going to be days where we have our bad days, right? But, and you guys have seen some of my videos about issues that I had at Publix, and it's not every single one. It was that one issue with the girl in the deli department, and you guys have to look for that because I'll put the link down there below. And then last week I did a live video, and I was telling you guys about these two managers that follow me around the store. Now, they were never like this, you guys. Like, I have these two managers at this one particular grocery store that they normally send me to, and the managers were always nice to me. It was these two younger guys. One I'm going to call Adam, and the other one I'm going to call Peter. And but they're always nice, but they will always offer to take my groceries out once I'm done checking out? And I'm always like, oh no, I'm okay. And I was politely decline. I'm okay, I'm good. And every once in a while, I may have people help me out, but that's only if I have like a lot of stuff or if I'm not feeling well or like whatever it is, right? And so things had changed, and I noticed that there was a change when one day I was checking out, and there was a girl, that was getting ready to check me out, but there's a customer that was in front of me, and the customer that was in front of me, she had already got done checking out. Her stuff was in the cart, everything, and so, but there's also people behind me. And so the lady was talking to the cashier about a vacation, just talking. It was a long line of people, and it was busy in there that day. And so, we're sitting there looking, and so the lady behind me was like, "Man, what's taking so long?" And so I stood there patiently. I didn't say anything for a while, but the girl was just talking. So instead of the cashier saying, "Okay, well, ma'am, all right, well, I'll talk with you later because I have to check out my other customers," she didn't do that. She was just standing there laughing and talking, having a great time. And so what I did was I politely said, I'm sorry, excuse me. Sorry, I don't bother you, but I have some orders I have to drop off to a customer because I'm shopping, for a customer. This is for Instacart. And so, I'm being timed. I just want to let you know that I have to check out soon. And she says something smart, but then she had said goodbye to the lady, and the lady in front of me she gave me this funny look. She walked off. And so when she walked off, the cashier was like, "Well, I understand, but I just can't tell the lady goodbye." I didn't say anything. I'm just standing there, like, just looking at my phone. And she goes, "Well, because, I was talking to her about something, but she kept talking about this vacation. And so, like, I couldn't be rude and say, 'Well, ma'am, I got to take care of this.'" And so I'm just listening to her, but just not even looking at her at this point. And so she started to complain about she didn't want to tell the customer to leave and stuff like that, despite that there's a long line of people. So I said, okay. And so she checked out my stuff, and then she's like, "Well, I just can't do that. And, what do you do?" And she said something else smart to me. I said nothing else to her. And so she put my stuff in a bag. And then another time I came through her line, but because I tried to, and after that time, I tried to avoid her. But this one particular case, I came back, I think a few days later, a week later or something, and I was back in her line again. And she just gave me like this attitude. Like, she just was so nasty to me. And I'm like, what is this girl's problem? And so, and then after that, I noticed at one time I was checking out, but this is it's like an older guy. And I always have my orders separated by the bar. So if I'm shopping for two people, like those little bars that you can put between, like an order or whatever to keep them from scanning extra stuff. So that's what I did. And so as I was checking out, I had the bar there, and I told them that I was shopping for two different orders. I told them one for plastic and one for paper. They said, okay, no problem. So after the guy got done checking out, I'm checking me out. Then all of a sudden, he just started scanning other stuff. He took the bar off, put it aside, and started scanning the second order with the first one. And so I said, "Oh, wait, you had scanned it. You had scanned the first one, with the second one." But I was like, "These are combined." I said, "It's not supposed to be like that." I said, "Because this is the first." Basically, I explained it. And so he goes, "Oh," but the way he said it, he was like, "Oops, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that." And it was so fake how he said it. And so I'm like, is he for real? And I was like, yeah, because like these go on this order. So basically the whole order got canceled out. It was a big mess. It took them forever to fix that. And so dealing with stuff like that. Now I can understand if it was an accident, but think about it. You have a bar between an order. Why would you take it off even after I told you the setup of the order and then keep scanning after I'm done checking out and swiping my card? It made no sense. And so basically after that, I was a little upset about it. And I said, well, I explained, I was like, well, we'll, get dinged for that. And I just said, I forgot what I said to him, but I wasn't like, yeah, I wasn't like screaming or anything like that, but I said it in a firm way, but he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." It was just so fake how he was doing it. So I said, "Don't worry about it, no big deal, whatever." So I walked off. So it seemed like from the time with the girl and him, that's when I noticed the manager started acting different. It's like they just switched because it was something about this girl in particular. I can't explain it. Like, she's young. She's like in her early 20s, maybe late teens, early 20s, I think. And so after that, the whole attitude towards me changed. And recently, this was maybe not too recent, but it was just like maybe 4 months ago, about 4.5 months ago. I was there. I want to say like around November. No, I had injured my shoulder then. It's like around October, late October, I think. And I was checking out, and I just happened to be in the same girl's line. And so, because I had nowhere else to go, because it was just the lines were so long in the other ones. And so, excuse me. So as I was checking out, I was just getting ready to get done. But this one particular manager, Adam, I don't know, he's just so mean to me. And so he was behind me at another register, but he could hear our conversation. And so the girl, just out of the blue, I kid you not, just out the blue, she says, do you enjoy doing what you do? I said, what, grocery delivery? She goes, yeah. I was like, yeah, I do. It pays the bill. She goes, oh, I can never deliver groceries to anybody. Like, I can never deliver anybody's groceries because I barely like shopping for myself. Like, I just couldn't do it. And it's the way she said it. And so, but the manager that's standing behind me, he kind of glanced, like, listening. Now, I don't know if that was a setup. I don't think it was. It was just her being petty. And so I was like, well, it is what it is. It's no big deal. It pays the bills. She goes, oh, okay. Because I was just saying, because I don't see how you can do this, because it's like not a job I would want to do. Not that it was her business, but still, And so I kept a straight face because she said this while the manager was behind me. So I don't know if she was trying to do that on purpose. I don't know what was up with that. But because she was always nasty to me, I'm just kind of used to it. So anyway, long story short, basically I walked off and she looked at me because she wanted a response because she stood there and she was like, because she wanted to see what I was going to do. But I was like, all right, well, have a great day. She goes, oh, you too. Because she was surprised. But after that time, I wasn't doing Instacart for a couple months. And so long story short, I would see her. But it's like now her attitude has changed towards me because I know how to deal with her. And so I'm not like with an attitude with her or whatever. And so I was in her line the other day and she was, I can't say if she was being fake or not because that's not for me to judge. But I checked out and she goes, how are you doing today? I'm like, I'm good. How are you doing? She goes, I'm doing good. Thank you. And so we were checking out. It was no big deal. But I noticed that every single time that I check out, these two managers, like they follow me around the store. They stand there and they watch what I do. Or like they'll stand near me to see what kind of conversations I'm having with the staff or, or the cashiers or whatever. Because some of the people that work there, I'm cool with anyway. Like the store manager, me and him are cool. But and sometimes they used to follow me around, like literally follow me around the store. And one day I was I think I shared this with you guys. One day I was in the produce section and I was scanning some stuff for a customer order. And Adam, the mean one, he was on the other side of the store because I remember I seen him. Just literally out of nowhere, I felt somebody behind me and I looked behind me and it was him. He was looking into my phone, y'all, like as I was scanning. So I'm thinking, what is he doing? Like he was watching me, like he was watching what I was doing. So I'm thinking, why is he watching me? Like, because this has been going on for months. And he was looking inside my cell phone, trying to see what I was doing. And so, which made absolutely no sense. And then when I turned and looked at him, he was like looking around. So I'm like, I'm like, why is he doing that? And so he leaves and he goes back up front. When I get up front to go check out, he stands there in the front of the store, just stares at me. He gives me like this nasty look. And even if I was going to the store just for myself, or if I had my son with me, like whatever, he would always follow me around and he would give me these nasty looks. Like, and I promise you guys, I did nothing to this man. Like we never had no beef, no arguments, no nothing. Like he would just follow me. And if he seen me, he would stop and look at me like this with his eyes beady. And so like I'll be honest with y'all, if I did or said something, or if we had beef, I can understand. But we have never had any problems. He has never crossed me. I never crossed him. He was never like this, y'all. He was always nice to me, like him and the other manager. And so I'm going to do a part 2 on this because I got to go. But so then it was like, I started thinking to myself, if I told Instacart, would they believe me? And you guys see my last video about what happened with the girl in the deli that lied. So it made me feel like, okay, if I did tell somebody, would they stick up for me? And so with Instacart seeing this email the other day about behavior with some of the shoppers, and I can understand some of it may be justified, but then there's times where it's not, and we're innocent. And so it's like, what do? Do you guys say anything? Like, have you guys been to a restaurant or a grocery store dealing with some of these people or some of these upper management or staff treating you in any kind of way? Have you spoken up for yourself? Do you feel like if you do say something, you could be deactivated or taken off of a platform? That's my question is, have you guys had any run-ins? Like, what's the best approach? Do you contact an attorney? Do you contact a Better Business Bureau? What's the best approach? Because honestly, like, I feel like sometimes we're on our own. And I don't think it's just with these platforms. That could be with any job where the management won't stick up for you or you don't have anybody to help you. You're kind of like on your own, And so like, I just wanted to know people's thoughts, and what situations have you gone through? And do you think that it's fair, or do you think that it's okay for them to do that and us just ignore it? Because I kind of feel like that's what's been going on. And that's what I've been hearing from some people. Like some people have said that they've said something. That's very few. But some just say, I ignore it, whatever. And so do you think that ignoring the issue is going to make it go away? Because this hasn't happened to me in every store. This only happens in this one particular store with these two managers that's following me around, and they know what they're doing is petty. And so, like, I've been wanting to sit down and say, hey, you guys want to talk to me about something? Is there something you want to say? I mean, did I do something? Like, what's up? You know, I would love to sit down and discuss some stuff, but I'm cautious of what I say. So whatever I do, you know, they're watching. And so it's not as bad as it was before. They've kind of calmed down, but the Peter guy, he's really attractive and stuff, but he was always super nice to me. But I've been kind of avoiding him. And it seems like the more I avoid him, the more he tries to get my attention. I know a lot of women like him because he's very attractive, really good looking, you know, guy, but I'm not in there for that. And so the moment he sees me leave the store, he'll literally fly out of the store and stand there in front of the exit and just watch me. It's not like bad per se, but he just watches my every move. And I don't know what that's all about. And because he is, you know, he's muscular and attractive, you know, I kind of pick up that he likes that from women. Like, he likes people to look at him or to check him out. And I ain't thinking about that because I'm just there to shop and I'm there to leave. However, to end this, I'm just thinking, you guys, what do you do? Have you guys been through something like this? And so, you know, the fact that I didn't get the support that I needed with the last situation, and even though I was telling them, look at the video cameras, I'll prove to you that I never did that, they didn't want to. So if I was guilty, I would admit that. So, you know what, I was wrong. I was whatever, you know, but I'm not going to sit up here and make forth the effort to at least have them to look at a video camera if they accuse me of something. And I promise you guys, if I wore a body cam, I promise you guys would see what I'm talking about, you know? And so that kind of goes along with what I was talking about last week on my live video. It's like, you know, I think that sometimes Instacart has, like, the corporate office or whoever, these team leads, shift leads, or area managers may contact some of the stores, or maybe the stores contact Instacart and they say, hey, you know what, watch this person or whatever. And so my thing is, if there's an issue, if something has been said or done, why not just sit down and talk about it? Why not just pull the person aside if something did happen, or if they think something happened, just say, hey, this happened on this date, or this is what was said. Talk about it. You know, don't treat somebody like they escape, you know, like they escaped from Alcatraz, because that's not the case, you know. So anyway, guys, to wrap this up, what do you think? Have you guys been in a situation, and have you said something? And do you feel like if you say something, then you can be potentially deactivated, or maybe even, reprimanded for it? Because sometimes people don't say anything because they fear revenge or retaliation. And in any case, retaliation is actually subject to a lawsuit. So let me know what you guys think. Be blessed.